Good evening. I was enjoying so much outside and meeting all the great guests that I didn't know that was being summoned here, so my apologies. It's a great honor to be here today. How's everybody doing tonight? Well, we can do better than that. How are you doing tonight? Well, it's great to be here with community leaders and our elected officials and our friends who represent the best of our city and our country. I want to thank Indo-American Community Federation and Zutshi for organizing this event year after year, bringing us together for a cause to promote unity within our community. And let's be honest, unity doesn't just happen. It's something we need to build, person by person, story by story, moment by moment. And that's why events like today are important. We come together from different backgrounds, different faiths, different experiences, different values. And what binds us together is our shared beliefs. That a belief that doesn't matter where you start, but if you work hard, if you give back, if you stay true to your values, there is a place for you in this country. And there's a place for you in our community. And growing up here in Fremont, my story is very similar to many of you. My father and mother came to this country with that usual story of $3 in pockets, with big dreams and a determination for a better life. And my father, he worked 3 jobs, day and night, to help prepare our family for success. And so, and he wasn't doing it for himself, but he was doing it for his children. And because of him, I had the opportunity to grow up in Fremont, which was a very great community, had great schools, wonderful parks, a safe city. I was able to become a veterinarian and a small business owner, and today I am honored to be mayor of the city of Fremont. And I want to thank many of you for your support. And now I'm raising my own kids in this wonderful community, teaching them the same lessons that my parents taught me, that we don't walk alone, that we stand on the shoulders of the people that came before us, and many of you are in this room. And that when we rise, we lift up others with us. And this is what is great about America. This is one of the greatest countries in the world where it allows upward mobility, where people can come from another country and work their way up and have a very promising future. And so what gives me most hope for future is our unity. And as mayor, I've seen firsthand what happens when we lead with unity. When I ran to be mayor for all. And when we bring people together across faiths and backgrounds to support those in need, we make our future brighter. And when we celebrate not just Diwali or Eid or Easter, which is in a few days, but we celebrate each other. When we make sure that our government reflects the diversity of our people, not just in who we elect, but also how they govern. And are we part of the conversation? So let this evening be a reminder, we are not just a community, we are a force. We are a force for good. So let us continue to serve, let us continue to lead, let us continue to build bridges, and let us be change makers. And let us be the generation that not only honors the sacrifices of our parents, but fulfills the promises of our parents. And let's build a community, a country where everyone from every background has a fair shot. And let us show that unity is not just a word, it's how we come together. So I want to thank all of you for organizing again IACF, Zutshi, and let's continue to build a promising future together, united and stronger. Thank you again, and a great honor to be here. Thank you so much for your help. Thank you so much for your support. And I'll turn it over to
I'm local residents of Fremont, the Tri-Cities area. And about 11 years ago, we took a little leave of absence. So we are kind of back away, but not quite. In 2014, I got sent to the Middle East, my 3rd deployment. Previously, I got sent to Iraq, then Afghanistan, and in 2014, ISIS was kind of kicking itself up again, and so I got sent to the Middle East for a year. And in that year, I commanded a unit that had about 2,000 plus people in 7 countries, and it was a very busy time. Instead of coming back to Fremont after 12 months, I got redirected to Washington, D.C. to go serve in the Pentagon. So I spent the next 4 years in the Pentagon doing stuff under a couple of different administrations. And at the conclusion of 4 years in the Pentagon, instead of coming back to the Bay Area, I got sent to Fort Meade, Maryland for 3 years. And at Fort Meade, Maryland, I was the deputy of a 18,000 person organization with a worldwide footprint doing national security type stuff. And in 2022, I finally retired from the military. And then I got a job in the national security sector and drone dynamics in the national capital region. So Maria and I still have a house in Fremont. We come back frequently, not frequent enough because we have 2 grandbabies and a third on the way. All that to say is, since then, in this job I have, I still am involved in national security. Travel the world a lot. I've been to the Middle East several times again. I've been to Europe, Eastern Europe. Last month I was in Poland for the 3rd time in the last 2 years. And Asia, and in 2 days I'm going to Korea again. And I'm sharing this with you because although California is a great place, I love this place, the world is still kind of a dangerous place, really, so to speak. So with that said, I have a few takeaways that I want to share with you all. I want to share with you. Shh. Okay. Number 1, maybe not a blinding fact, flashing obvious. Number 1, we live in a global society. So what happens in one part of the world affects another part of the world. It does. And we're kind of seeing that play out today with some of the economic policies that the administration is undertaking. But what happens in the US affects Europe. What happens in Europe affects Asia. We are in a global society and we can't be isolationists, right? Number two, when we go to war, we go with our partners and allies. We do. When we went back to Iraq in 2014-15, I went back to Iraq 5 times that year. When we go back, when we fight as a team, a coalition. And we can't do it without our partners and other countries without success. So therefore, related to point number 1, we cannot be isolationists. All right? My 3rd point is, anywhere around the world, go anywhere, what people care about most is a safe place to live and raise your family, schools for the kids to go to school and grow up someday, and maybe someday retire. That's all they care about. I have employees in Poland, which is right by Ukraine, which is why we're in Poland, by the way. Employees in Korea that like being in those places, right by the DMZ. And you might ask me, why would you like being in those places? And they tell me, don't you read the news about what's happening in America? It's very obvious that when you're in Korea, for example, although you're close to North Korea, not a nice place to be, if you drop your wallet or purse, someone's going to turn it in. It's a very different culture. It's a very safe place to be, even though you're so close to things that are bad. So anyway, the Bay Area is a microcosm of the world. The big world is this ecosystem. The Bay Area is very much like that. And what makes it, I think Rob Bonta said this, California is the 5th largest economy in the world. And it's because of this mix of cultures, this mixing bowl, this thing, this melting pot. Call it diversity if you want. Kind of a bad word in DC at the moment. But because of that, California succeeds, and it does a great job with what it does. So, what I ask of you, and this is the ask, is that you saw all the public servants that were up here on the stage, that we continue to build and grow that pipeline of people that are willing to step up and serve our communities in different ways, whether it's elected or appointed services, or whether it's volunteering at your local community, whatever you have. Because that's what makes the Bay Area what it is. I mean, when you think about what's happening in this crazy world today, lots of things you get distracted about. Read the news, listen to the news, whatever you do. Lots of things you get distracted about. There's a lot of good things happening, like tonight. And so, if you allow yourself to be distracted, you're going to miss out on the good things that are happening. And what I ask of you is continue to encourage people, good people, to get into public service, to volunteer, to step up and do those hard jobs that may not be so fancy at the beginning, but let me tell you, very rewarding at the end. So thank you all, and good to be back.
In Silicon Valley. Hello, my name is Carmen Montano, the mayor for the city of Milpitas, and I too am the first woman mayor in the city of Milpitas. Just like the mayor. We have a lot in common, right? Recommendation here to give. First of all, I want to introduce. Oh, Bill, get over here. So I want to first of all introduce our vice mayor, Gary Barbadillo. Our planning commissioner, Deepak Awasthi, and also our newest city council member, William Lamb. And from our school board, we have Anu Naka. And we also have Bill
Bhagwat.
That was last name, sorry. But I just know him as Bill. Anyhow, he's been a longtime member of Milpitas. So I want to give a commendation to the Indo-American Community Federation, IACF.
Yuan bây giờ đâu?
And so this is a 24th Annual Unity Dinner 2025. So on behalf of the Milpitas City Council, we, Mayor Carmen Montano and Councilmember Evelyn Chua and Vice Mayor Gary Barbadillo, Deepak, and Councilmember William Lamb, we give this commendation to the Indo-American Community Federation. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah, we got to do this. Jaya hey, Jaya hey, Jaya hey.
Advance equity, and bring diverse communities together. In January earlier this year, the Attorney General issued comprehensive legal advisories clarifying how California's existing laws apply to the development and use of artificial intelligence. These advisories emphasize how AI is really necessary for complying with consumer protection, civil rights, and data privacy laws, ensuring that innovation does not come at the expense of equity and justice. As we heard during the panel, we're in an era where emerging technologies are reshaping our world. And our next speaker reminds us that our greatest strength lies in unity, and that innovation must serve not just some of us, but all of us. So please join me in welcoming a public servant who embodies the spirit of progress and possibility, Attorney General Rob Bonta.
Good afternoon, everyone. How's everybody doing tonight? Good to see you. Great crowd. Happy Friday. I want to say thank you for the very kind and generous introduction, Rahul. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for having me tonight. Thank you to the Indo-American Community Federation And thank you to Javon for welcoming me tonight. I'm honored to be here. It's a great turnout, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to join you. Also want to thank you for hosting an event devoted to unity. So important to lean in, to call out the importance of that value that brings us all together, and especially the idea that we can seek, find, and achieve unity in our great and beautiful diversity. That's something I believe at my very core, because I know there's so much more that unites us than divides us. We often spend a lot of time focusing on the 5% of things that we really disagree on, when 95% of the time we agree and have unity and can find common ground. In order to really see the possibility of unity, to appreciate that, you've got to start by recognizing also what makes us all unique. We can't pretend to be colorblind, can't ignore one another, can't act as if we all stand on even ground, even when we know we don't. We can't ignore our differences, our histories, our cultures, our backgrounds, our different languages. We've got to want to understand each other, talk to each other, educate each other, find that common ground. That is especially important in California, the most diverse state with more immigrants than any other. We're the most diverse state in the nation, and the state that proudly boasts the largest Indian population in the nation. So give yourselves a round of applause for having a powerful Indian American community. California's diversity is both its story and its strength. It's who we are, and we're better off because of it. It's no coincidence that California is both the most diverse state in the nation and also the 5th largest economy in the world. Only 3 foreign nations, China, Japan, and Germany, are larger than have larger economies than us. The United States economy, of course, is bigger than California's. We are the 5th. And we are strong economically because we have beautiful diversity, not in spite of it. No coincidence that we're home to Silicon Valley, Silicon Beach, Biotech Beach. No coincidence that in 2023 in California, we had over 1.7 million private sector businesses, 90% of which are small businesses. It's because of our diverse communities. It's because of the wide array of backgrounds, perspectives, and lived experiences that we all bring to the table. Because in California we celebrate diversity, we strive for equity, and we champion inclusion. From startups to Fortune 500 companies, from boardrooms to city halls to the state capitol, diversity drives innovation, drives ingenuity. And it's not just about the leaders at the top. We need to ensure diversity at every level. We need to infuse our commitment to diversity, to equity, to inclusion into our policies and into our products. From hiring and retention to how we develop new technologies, how we build AI, and collect, share, and manage data. As Attorney General, I'm committed and proud to stand by the laws of our state and our nation that protect all people and ensure all people are welcomed, that our human rights and civil rights are defended. Because it's the law, because it's what's right, and because it's good for business. No matter what hateful or divisive or xenophobic or racist language pours out of Washington, D.C. from any source. In California, we've got to remember that our diversity is our superpower. It's our secret sauce. It's our X factor. It makes us strong. It makes us great. We can't let other people use it to divide us. We've got to use it to unite us. Because when we recognize, appreciate, and value our different cultures, different backgrounds, and perspectives, we find so much more that we have in common. We find that all want so many of the same things: a place to call home, a safe community, safe streets, a good job with fair wages and decent benefits, a good school and education for our kids, a planet for tomorrow, economic upward mobility, the opportunity to age with dignity, access to affordable, high-quality health care. We shot at the California dream, the American dream. For too long, the path to that dream has been blocked for far too many people. It's on us to make more room for everyone, to welcome everyone, to hold the door open to those coming behind us instead of pulling up the ladder behind us once we've gotten through the door. It's on us to reject the zero-sum fallacy that false notion that in order for you to succeed, someone else needs to fail. That's not true. You can succeed, and you can succeed, and we can succeed together. There's more than enough success to go around. The reality is there's plenty of space for all of us to pursue the dream. The reality is the more opportunities there are for each of us to succeed, the more all of us will succeed. California is proof. Thank you for bringing us together tonight to uplift California's Indian community and celebrate unity at a time when so many others try to divide us. You are the antidote and the answer to the division, to call out and to embrace unity. Whatever challenges may come our way, I know we can and we will overcome them if we stick together, if we have each other's backs, if we embrace unity together. Thank you for having me.
So I have a couple quick announcements before we go to our next speaker. If someone has lost a diamond bracelet, things that sparkle here, the ICC. So I have someone turned into me a diamond bracelet. So if you are missing a diamond bracelet and you can describe it to me, then we can give that back to you. But I would like to, at this time, introduce our next speaker. And we will like to invite up our Deputy Consul General, Rakesh Adlakha, to share a message. And then we'll have also a special presentation after this. So thank you so much for joining us today on the stage.
Miss Guest, yeah, it's my honor and privilege to be here with you all at this 24th annual Unity Dinner. At the outset, I want to congratulate Mr. Zutshi, the founder of Indo-American Community Federation, for his exemplary work in promoting unity through diversity for the last. Unity through diversity is a principle that has guided IACF ever since its inception in 1993. IACF has tirelessly worked to bridge cultures, advocate for equity, and nurture the seeds of non-violence and harmony within our communities. This principle also resonates with ancient Indian philosophy of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which embodies the tradition of understanding and respect beings that has been upheld for centuries. This year's Unity through Diversity, Democratizing the World reminds us that innovation must work hand in hand with the creative forces. I would like to say that lies not in uniformity but vibrant themes. Together, let us build a world where world finds resonance and every hand finds another to hold. I wish you all the very best and once again thank Mr. Zutshi and IACF for hosting this wonderful celebration of unity through diversity. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.
So next, I'd like to welcome up, I believe there's a special presentation, and it is the launching of the San Francisco Unicorns, which is one of our great teams here in the San Francisco Bay Area. And as you can see, I am a fan. and I've been to your event in the past. So thank you for coming up, and please share about the wonderful season that's coming.
Great to see you, Ben. Thank you for bringing Jersey. Let's welcome up some of the broader team here from the Unicorn. So, for those that don't know, I'm going to start with a question for this room. So I'm going to predict a bit of an answer here. Who has heard of the game of cricket before? So, yeah, I'm predicting there's obviously going to be some hands up or general knowledge of cricket in this room. What you may not know is that we are bringing professional cricket to the Bay Area, which is going to be exciting, obviously, for anyone who's a fan of cricket. Exciting for the Bay Area to have another great team to support. You know, we want to be part of the Bay Area United story. What you may not know is we are taking over the Oakland Coliseum this upcoming June, July. So we've been working with the Coliseum more broadly, and we're here to announce to this room, it's already been announced publicly, that we are playing games at the Oakland Coliseum, the San Francisco Unicorns, as part of the Major League Cricket, the newest sporting league in the USA. And we're bringing the games to the Bay Area. We want everyone here to get along, support the sport of cricket, support the San Francisco Unicorns. For those that don't know, the league itself has a strong alignment to the Indian community, with 3 of the teams owned by the IPL franchises, Mumbai Indians, 2 Chennai Super Kings, and the Calcutta Knight Riders. So there's obviously a very strong alignment to the Indian community. So we want to make sure everyone is aware of that, gets along and supports that. What I also want to say is thank you to this group of people up here tonight. So starting at the end there, we've got the Aspire team. So those that don't know, Aspire are leading the charge in promoting and growing the game of cricket for girls in the Bay Area. So please, dedicate your time to find out a bit more about Aspire, our community partner. They do amazing work in the Bay Area. They're trying to grow the game in a very small subset of the community. That is obviously young girls that want to grow and learn cricket. So absolutely, thank you to Aspire for coming up with the game this year.